Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Saturday, November 8th, 2025. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with Smackdown, broadcast live last night on USA Network from the Bon Secours Wellness Arena in Greenville, South Carolina. In the main event, WWE Champion Cody Rhodes and Aleister Black battled to a no contest, with Drew McIntyre running into attack, followed by Damian Priest, who attempted to make the save and go after both McIntyre and Black.
Cody! With a Cody cutter to McIntyre! McIntyre once again with the self-fulfilling prophecy, the self-sabotage to Cody's point. And Drew has lost it.
I've had it with you. I give you an inch and you take a mile. Well, no more. Because effective immediately, Drew McIntyre, you are suspended.
You called it, Cody. Self-sabotage by Drew McIntyre.
I told you what
they brought this on themselves.
I told you
what was going to happen. It's everyone against me. Everybody against me. My back's against the wall. My back is against the wall.
A new Women's United States champion was crowned on the show, with Chelsea Green regaining the title by defeating Julia by pinfall.
Kiana and Julia now with a kick to the back of the head of Fire. And a roll-up now by Green. Shoulders down, using the rope. Chelsea Green won. She did it. This is one of the greatest moments in sports.
And new United States champion, Chelsea Green!
Cole, stand up, pledge allegiance to the champion. She did it again.
NXT's Lash Legend made her official main roster debut, aligning herself with Nia Jax and causing a distraction that allowed Jax to defeat Charlotte Flair. In the United States Open Challenge, champion Ilya Dragunov successfully defended the title against Johnny Gargano. Also on the show, Tala Tonga pinned Rey Fenix, with Sami Zayn then running out with a steel chair to fend off the MFTs. In ratings news, Wednesday's episode of AEW Dynamite was viewed by 497,000 viewers on TBS, according to Programming Insider. That's up from 459,000 for last week's show. The 18 to 49-year-old demographic rating was .09, slightly up from last week's .08. Also, according to Programming Insider, Tuesday's edition of NXT drew an audience of 528,000 to the CW. That was slightly up from last week's 527,000. The 18 to 49-year-old demographic rating was also up slightly, going from .07 to .08. And in some unfortunate news, Silent Brian McNee, best remembered as a journeyman enhancement wrestler in the Ontario area in the late 1970s through the mid-1980s, has passed away at the age of 77, as was first reported yesterday by Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. A native of Hamilton, Ontario, McNee entered the business in 1971. Despite being deaf, McNee was able to enjoy a wrestling career that lasted over 20 years. After being trained to wrestle by Hartford and Reginald Love, he began wrestling on the Ontario independent scene as well as in the Maritimes territory in northeastern Canada. After working some TV tapings for the WWF and spending some time in New Japan, McNee went to work for Maple Leaf Wrestling at a time when the Ontario promotion was partnered with Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. He would in turn wrestle in the Mid-Atlantic territory for a bit in the early 1980s as well as All Japan. He continued to work in Ontario, and when the WWF moved into the territory in 1984, he continued on as an enhancement talent, making regular appearances on tapings of WWF All-Star Wrestling until the Ontario TV taping stopped in 1986. McNee continued to wrestle internationally into the 1990s and was appearing in South Korea until the end of the decade. Once again, Toronto journeyman Silent Brian McNee has died at the age of 77. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast, And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the wrestling news across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the wrestling news. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.